to go quick over the other examples. So the one where the goal was to move to page objects. And here we created 3 page objects for the login, feed, and editor page. So those are, we have seen the login page at the beginning. This is the feed page, and we can say the new post was the editor page. And so in general, to abstract away the complexity of tests, some people suggest to use page objects. And I, for one, agree with that because it can really extract the complexity of it and allows you to more concentrate on writing tests. So instead of having browser URL commands where you type in URL and where you modify the URL, you have more like an object that you can operate on. And you can say, okay, login page open, and the login page object contains all the information about, which page it has to open and, what it needs to do to wait until it makes sure the page has been loaded, things like that. And then it provides methods to interact with the page. In this case, we have a login page where you can provide username and password. And then you have an element that is assigned to the feed page that you can work and operate on. So you also don't need to know selectors anymore in your tests. And one reason for that as well is that you can go ahead and completely redesign the page and completely restructure it. If the flow stays the same, you don't need to modify your tests. You only need to modify your page objects. And this is also something that different teams can take care of. So if you have a dedicated team working on a login page, you can make this team responsible writing a page object for it. So for other teams that need to interact with the login page, they can re-reference those page objects easier. As you grow your test suite and test framework, it makes it easier to handle all these different pages, elements, and ways how you interact with the page. The second test shows the example for the editor page. You open it, and then you publish by providing an article title, subtitle, your text, and your tags. Same principle here. What's interesting is that this page object returns a set of other page objects. So here, articles is not a set of elements, but it is a set of sub-page objects. I can go into for more detail, but it shows how dynamically you can abstract things away. And while this is in itself is like something complex too, but it also helps you to remove a lot of implementations that you would repeat all over the page. So here you see in my feed page objects where I have a lot of articles. If I go back to the main page, so I have a global feed, and every global feed has elements, articles with username, date, and text, and whatsoever. And so what happens here is if I fetch articles here, if I get all the articles, then it makes sure that I have at least one article at least exists. So it's a wait here. Then I fetch all the articles, and for every element that I find, I create a new page object. And that page object represents articles. And if we look into that, we see that this article page object, it has a root element. So you can never go out of this article element. So it looks within the root element that you provide. And with that, you look into, it makes selecting things easier. So you only need to find the selector and return the text if the test asks for the author, for the date, for the title, for the about. And so everything is a little bit more abstracted away. It makes overall the test, it's easier to read and definitely easier to share across a lot of organizations.